Hello and welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and today it's a thermo Sudoku. And guess what I found the other day is this meat thermometer that got sent to me last year at the same time as Simon got sent his Scrabble bags. That was my equivalent, presumably, because Goodliffing a thermo is a thing. And indeed, today's constructor, Logan the Wall, who clearly shares a middle name with such luminaries as Winnie Pooh, Charles III and Megan Stallion, says that one of the comments to prove how good this puzzle was said that it wasn't too Goodliffey. And it's like, oh, I don't know if I ought to be a little bit offended or not. Actually not, definitely not, because I don't really like Goodliffing thermos. I do it because it's expedient, I'm afraid. Anyway, we'll see if I need to. We'll see how this goes. I mean, how hard can just a thermo Sudoku be? That's the sort of comment that's going to come and beat me in the face in 45 minutes from now. We'll see. I don't know how hard it is meant to be, actually. So you can have a go at this puzzle. But the other things you can have a go at are going to Patreon and joining in with Glum Hippo's brilliant fossil hunt. The praise for it is literally out of this world. Well, it's out of a previous world, since it's based on paleontology. It is an epic hunt with a great climax, and we've had well over 50 correct entries as I speak, and that's people going pretty quick. You have until, I think Simon has said, the 15th to get your name read out on the channel, and until the 20th to be in for a chance to win the Hippo plushie in the prize draw. But also, if you just want to do puzzles for fun, get hold of some of our apps. We have a thermo Sudoku app. It's on the, if you go to the links in the description field and go to the apps, you'll find thermo Sudoku there, and you can get it on whatever platform you like for about $5.99. 100 puzzles by some of the best authors around. It's just great. And I mean, there's all our other apps and our merchandise, but the first link is to this puzzle. Now, it's called Wall of Hellfire. Now, I hope that language is not too strong for anybody. It's definitely, I think, Logan's debut on the channel, and we're delighted with that. Welcome, Logan. And yeah, enough waffle. I'm going to restart my clock and say the immortal words, let's get cracking. And I don't know about you, but I'm going to get cracking by Goodliffing a 7-cell thermometer. Not too Goodliffy is probably true if you're a good solver, or if you're Simon. Not a mutually exclusive or there. Oh, hang on. Failed to get my right cells. Okay, those are the possibilities along the long thermo. Because of its length, 7 cells, there are 2 degrees of freedom, hence 3 possibilities in each cell. Now, there is probably some way that those good solvers and Simon are going to look at these 2 W thermometers and go, oh, well, I know some of the digits on them. And I don't know what that is. I'm going to bother to pencil mark this one, even though there's 5 candidate digits in each cell as far as I know at the moment, just to see if I can see what is going on here. This is a 5-cell thermo, but the others in the puzzle are too short to, even for me to bother, to be honest, at the moment. I suppose, okay, 1 and 2 have to be in that group of cells, and that means at least one of them falls on the thermo. And if that's the case, the bulb can't begin higher than 2. I mean, if you can't work out why I say that, then think about where you would put 1 or 2 on this thermo, and what that would mean for the bulb. I don't know. There must be something going on with these. Maybe not with that group, but this cell. Yeah, this cell sees all of those. So almost forms a group of 4. I suppose that cell, that T, they are all different. These ones because they're on the same thermo, and that one because it sees them all. Oh, here's the sort of question that Simon asks straight away before doing any pencil marking. He goes, where is 9 in box 5? And there's more than one answer, but it's a useful pair of cells. In fact, this thermo can't have 9 or 8 on it, so 9 is in one of these two cells. They're looking at this, so that's not a 9. And that's going to knock 1 degree of freedom off this thermo all the way back down to its bulb. I didn't explain the rules at the beginning, did I? I hope that hasn't been a problem. What we're doing is thermo Sudoku, where normal Sudoku rules apply, which is 1 to 9 in every row, column and box. And digits on a thermo must increase from bulb to tip. So apologies if you were waiting for the rule explanation. Now, if that's not an 8, I was going to say, whatever this is, goes here. Because I thought I'd been very clever in noting that whatever this is, that obviously doesn't go in those cells, but also doesn't go on its own thermo. But I was more thinking about 8, because actually that could be a 7. That's very annoying. Right, that's not quite the answer then. I want to reduce this T to just 4 digits for some reason. So, if that was an 8, do we have a problem? That becomes a 9. Oh, okay, let's think about this thing that I talked about. Where does this cell go in box 5? And the answer is either here or here. Now, it can only go here if it's a 7. And if that's the case, then we know quite a bit about the digits in box 5. We know 6 there, 4 there. We've said 7 up here. Oh, and that's a 5. So this would have to be an 8. Yes. Right. Okay, the point here that I'm trying to make, hopelessly inarticulately, is if this cell goes there in box 5, which is one of 2 alternatives, it has to be a 7 because of how far it is along this thermo that ends up here. If that's a 7, you get 6, 5, 4. This cell now sees all of those and including that 7, and becomes an 8. And that becomes a 9. Now, the alternative is that this cell is in there. That digit is in this place, in which case it's 7 or 8, and now this is 8 or 9. So in all circumstances, this is 8 or 9. It's not huge, and pushing a tip up to its top possibilities is not necessarily very helpful for everything else, but it does allow us to reduce the number of pencil marks. Now, 8 in this box goes in one of these 3 cells. And if it's in either of these, then again, this goes 7 from the tip, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way. Then we know a lot. So if 8 is in one of these, we've got 6, 4. I don't know, it's not quite as informative as I thought. Oh, bother. Right. Need to come up with something else. I'm looking at these other thermos. I'm not happy with them. They're not helping. I'm going to pencil mark this 5 cell 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just to get a look at these. Oh, that could be 1. But that has quite a big effect. That makes this a 2. Then we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The bigger W is all minimal. So if that's 1, and that's 2. We have 4 and 6 there. We have 9 here. We'd know all of these cells. Okay, I'm going to go back to thinking about those both being 7, which is the only way this isn't the same as that. So if those are both 7, oh, look where it has to go in row 6. Interesting, slightly interesting, I think. Oh, look, I don't know. I'm going to pencil mark this one as well, just because even though it involves writing 6 digits in each cell, it does mean that these are all under 7. So 7, 8 and 9 in this box have to be fitted into these cells. Oh, hang on. If this is a 7, oh, that becomes a 6 by Sudoku. Oh, I don't know. There's something nagging at me now. What is it? I mean, almost all of these see each other, except that could be in that cell. And that one, I mean, they all see that as well. Oh, that's weird. Okay, that's almost a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sextuple, apart from this issue of that potentially being there. Oh, gosh, what's going on? This is tricky stuff. I haven't got a digit, haven't got close to a digit. Yeah, come on. Think about it, Mark. What's going on? Well, it doesn't have to be 2, 3, 4 or 3, 4, 5. Now, if that was a 6, oh, that's useless. This can't be a 6. This is big. This can't be a 6 because they would both have to be 7 and they're in the same box. Right. Yeah, that's something. Now, that pulls that down 1 as well. Now, oh no, it doesn't. No, again, that being able to be that spoils this. Oh, it gives us this T. These are all different. Yes, those all see each other, either along that thermo or because that sees all of the others horizontally and vertically. Now, that means that 2 is in one of these 2 cells, because it can't be in those. And therefore, if 2's in one of those 2 cells, none of these bulbs can have a 2 in. And this one becomes a 1. Now, the other bulbs can't have a 1 in. And on the little w, this is quite huge. I've lost 2 degrees of freedom all along the length. Well, up to there. I mean, I'd already lost them out of there. But now I've got a 4-5 pair in this purple T. So I get a 3 and a 2. This can't be 3. Now, this is running up this thermo as well. Lots of the possibilities are disappearing there. What else is happening to the right? Right, 1 in the central box. This seems to be the only place it can go. Again, sticking 1, 2 and 3 at the beginning of a thermo or 1 on a bulb, they don't actually help everything else. It's much better if you can take several digits off this one, for instance. Anyway, now that 4, let's get rid of those purples. That's a 4-5 pair that's left. Now I think, can we pull the same trick as we did with that not being able to be 6 because it forced those being 7s the other way round? If that was a 7, yes, we can. Look, this 4-5 pair, they both see this cell. So that's not a 5. Aha! Now we've got a 6-7 pair in this box. I will come back to you later, but the 6-7 pair makes that 8 and that 9. Oh, and 6-7 can't be in this one, so this is getting smaller. 4, 3 or 2. Hasn't affected those, don't worry. Now, I was going to come back to you. You cannot be a 7 now, because they would both be 6 and in the same box. That's the kind of mirror of that one that we did. Now, again, it puts an 8 on the end out of a 7-8 possibility, which doesn't actually help resolve these, but never mind. The putative T here has been torpedoed already by putting an 8 there. There's an 8 up here. 1, 2, 3. Ah, here's a nice little point. This can't be 8 or 9 because of those. So in this box, 8 and 9 are in these cells. All very well. That means one of them at least must be in those two. And that means that this cell can't be an 8, because that would have 8 and 9 there, and then you couldn't have one of them in those two, which we've just said we have to. So that's not 8. And that feeds back down to the bulb, and now we've got a 4-5 pair in the box, and that's a 3. This is exciting. That is 6 or 7, because it sees all the other Sudoku digits, including a 4-5 pair. Now it makes a 6-7 pair in the row, and everything else in the row is from 2, 4, or 5. What's that done in the middle? It's given me this 2, 3, 4, 5. This can't be 4, because 4, 5 there would crash that bulb. And these are now from 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now I've got a quadruple in column 1. And that means I know where 3 goes in column 1, and that these are 2, 4, and 5 in some order. Now, has this thermo got a little bit more interesting as a result? Probably not, but I know that it probably begins with a 1. Otherwise, it's a 6, actually. That's quite weird. Now, this one, the next cell along, can't be 2, 3, 4, or 5. So that's 6 or 7, 7 or 8, 8 or 9. That is a good thermo to pencil mark. There's a 6-7 pair. Oh, and a 4-5 pair. So this is now 8 or 9. That's not forming a triple, annoyingly. I'm going to get rid of those colorings. I'm starting to wonder about other colorings. What if we do 6 and 7 in red and green? Because I've got quite a few cells that can only be 6 or 7. See, that tells me, for instance, that this cell, which sees both red and green, couldn't be 6 or 7. And I don't think I could get to that sort of conclusion by colouring. Now, all of that said, it's not that thrilling a conclusion, but it's true. The rest of the ones in column 3 are from 1, 2, 8, and 9. Oh, this one can't be a 2. In fact, 2 must be up here in one of those cells. Because of this 2, 4, 5 triple that was. Now, is that definitely green? No. In fact, if that was a 6-7 pair and they were green and red, that would be red. Oh, this is going to be, okay. Okay, I'm going to say, oh, I don't know. No, green doesn't have to be up here. If green was a 6, I don't know what I'm talking about. It doesn't have to be up there at all. Oh, stuck again. What's going on in column 4? Not much. This thermo can never have a 4 on it because of that. After that, I don't think it's very interesting, and even I am not pencil marking it yet. I say yet because I have the feeling in this puzzle I will eventually have to, and despite the fact that it's not very Goodliffing helps. Well, no, maybe colouring helps more. That's quite an interesting thought. If that's 8 or 9, that's a 2-1 pair. Oh, but if not... Oh, that's quite interesting. If that's a 1, then 8, 9 are up here. And this thermo goes 7, 6, 5. Oh, and I've just noticed we can definitely place 4 in box 1 already. But that would become the 1. Ah, this is interesting. So if that's a 1, this is a 1, and that's a 6. Oh, well, I suppose if that's a 1, that's obviously a 6. But otherwise it's 8 or 9. Is that useful? Then we have a 1-2 pair up here. Maybe it's not any more useful than noting that. We would definitely have 5 in one of these cells. We definitely do have 5 in one of those cells, whichever way it works. And that hasn't pushed us forward at all. Bother. As Winnie the Pooh used to say. That's not an 8. Ah. Okay, I've only just realised whatever green is not in those cells, but it is in the 6, 7, 8, 9 quadruple. So it is up here somewhere in one of those two. I could have done that from down here, but anyway. Green is in one of those two. Now, okay, the other, I'm going to call the other number in one of those two purple, which could be red if this was a 6-7 pair. But in either case, purple in box 4 has to be here because it's not green and it can't be in column 1. And then purple in box 7 is either red if it's 6 or 7, or it's here if it's 8 or 9. I don't know. Okay, this cell sees 3 of the ones here. What can this be? It can't be 2, 3, 4, or 5. If it was a 1, I don't know. Is that interesting? If it was a 1, this thermo would be 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, if it was any of 1, 6, or 7, this would be an 8, 9 pair. Oh, that's quite interesting. The only way for this to be 8 makes this 1, 6, 7, or 9. Only way for that to be 8, I think it leaves a 9 in one of these cells. Well, here specifically, sorry. If that's an 8, you've got 7 here, so you've got 6 and 1. If that's an 8, you've definitely got a 7, 9 pair in these cells. I don't know, I'm a bit stuck. Oh, if that's a 5, that's a 5 for definite. Then that's a 5. Oh, and that's no, not necessarily. It could be on the other thermo. Okay, calm down. Right, if this is a 6, that's a bit more interesting. Then down here it's red. Then 6 is red. Green is 7. Oh, there's something going on and I can't quite see what it is. Oh, it's not worth pencil marking this baby, is it? 1, 2, 4, 5. Well, I mean, I say that as I just start to do it, because when in doubt, pencil mark like a demon. There's a motto. Oh, look, where did these two go in this row? That's quite interesting. Let's make them yellow. They have to go here, don't they? Because of the pencil marking in all of these cells says not there. Ah. Okay, so now I'm thinking about 7, 8 and 9. Yeah, 7, 8 and 9 in row 7 are 2 of them there and 1 of them in one of these cells. That's where they have to be. The one in one of those cells uses up 7, 8, 9 as a triple in box 8 we're in here. And now 7, 8, 9 can't be on this thermo, and that's made a huge difference to the thermo. 4, 5 or 6 on the tip, 3, 4 or 5 before that, 2, 3 or 4, and then just 1 or 2 on the bulb. So, I don't know, it hasn't got any digits, but the possibilities have reduced quite dramatically. It doesn't end in a very high number. And where do these two go? That's a lovely question. Where do these two go in box 9? We looked at yellow, but those two can't be on the same thermo, and they can't sit there. So they can't be from 7, 8, 9, so they're definitely in those 2 cells. Now they appear in these 3. It doesn't have to include that one. But they're from 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now where does 7, 8, 9 go in this row? Ah, that's lovely. They can't go there because we know there's 1 of them in those cells. These can't be from 7, 8, 9. And that is the 7, 8, 9 combo in row 8. That is brilliant, Logan. That is brilliant. So this one is from 7, 8 or 9, but it's also from 6 or 7. We know suddenly that red is 7 and green is 6. And green is therefore in this cell. And this is not green, that's purple. I don't know if purple is red yet, never mind about that. This is 7, 8, 9, so this one is 8 or 9. Oh no, along the thermo, of course, we got them resolved. 8, 9, 8. Oh, that can't be 8, but it could still be 1 or 9. Oh, so there's a 7 in, this is an 8, 9 pair as well, the yellow, of course. There's a 7 in one of those two, but that one has told us where. 7 is Mr. Red today. And is in one of those 2 cells. Oh, 6 on this thermo. Gosh, keep using the thermos, Mark. It often helps. 5, 4. We can take 6 out of all these cells. That's not an 8 anymore, so we've placed 8 in this box. And now purple is 7 or 9. And is either red there or is 9 there? I don't know the answer. One of these is a 1. I know where that is. 9, 8, 1, 7. One of these two is a 1. I don't know where that is. 7, 8, 9, 3. What's this? It's not 7, 4, 9, 8, 1 or 3. It's 2, 5 or 6, and there's only one place for 4 in the row, and that's here. Now in this row, this is 2, 3, 4 or 5. I don't see a way that I know which one it is. This isn't 8 anymore because we've got an 8 in the column, or 7 or 4. It's just 5 or 6. And this isn't 4. And this isn't 4. Oh, this is a 5 on its thermo. Bingo. That's finished the middle box. This is a 6 now by thermo logic. This one's become a 2. 1 on the bulb. 6 on this bulb. I got excited because that's going to feed all the way up the bulb. I didn't all the way up the thermo. I didn't realise I'd done the whole of the rest of the thermo. Now 2, 5. That's not a 2, and this isn't a. Neither of these are 5s. We've got 3, 4, and 6 to place. Oh well, 6 is placed on the tip. 6 must be in one of those which I knew by now anyway. 3, 4. So this is a 2, 5, 8 triple now. That can't be 2 because we can't put 1 on. In fact, we've got. Oh, the bulb is now 4, 7, or 9 by the column. It's not 4 by the given digit, and it can't be 9 by thermo rules. It's 7, and we've finished its thermo without ever pencil marking it. That's the sort of thermo I like. Now, 4 and 9 there. Let's finish box 2, 1 and 3. This is very clever, by the way. 9 looks into the corner where we get a 7. Purple is 7. Purple is red, therefore. Classic cracking the cryptic discovery that purple is red. Wouldn't apply in most scientific fields, but for us this is an important discovery and announcement. Let's get the greens. I'll probably give up on the yellows now because they've done the job basically. Now, thermo logic says that's not a 4. 2, 3. Is there something I can do here? It feels like I can, but I can't see. Oh, there isn't. Yes, those two. Sorry, I shouldn't have taken out the blue colour yet, because those two are those two, and I don't include a 5. So the 5 in the row is at the beginning. That's a 2. This has become a 9. I've got a triple over here. Ooh, I can finish off this row. 5 and 4. That's not a 4. I've got a 3, 4, 6 triple. That's a 2. Yet again, doing nothing else on its thermo, but that's fine. Oh, this 2, 5 pair has been resolved by the 5. 2 in the box goes there. And this one, I don't know. I know it's not a 2. I've got 1, 8, and 9 to place in the box. The thermo's not going to help. I mean, uniqueness could theoretically help with that. Oh, this isn't a 9 because of that. So I've got 1, 7, and 8 to place in the row. I don't know. Oh, I've got an 8 looking at that cell, right? Box 1 was done. Oh, it was done if I'm in the right mode. 9, 1, 8. There we go. So I can do 1 and 9. So the first 5 columns are now fully done. So we must be just finishing off, surely. 5 and 2. Yes, I did note during the puzzle that in these 2 columns, if we weren't given the 4, we could never disambiguate what they were. But we are, so we can. 2, 6, 9. That can't be 2. That can't be 9. This can't be 1 now. What have we got at the top? 3, 6, 8. Surely we're going to be able to finish column 7 in a moment. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I'm missing something here, aren't I? 2 is looking at that. So 6, 3. Yes, we can do it all. 4, 3, 4. Okay, so we've just got the last 2 columns to do. We can obviously reduce them all now to pairs and then use the digits we've got so far to fill in the blanks. So here, 5 and 7. We've got a 5. So we'll take the 7 up, 7 and 1, we'll bring the 1 down, 1 and 3, we'll bring the 3 down, 3 and 6, we'll take the 6 up, not to there, but to here, 6 and 8, the 8 down to here, 8 and 9, and actually we've got a 9 and a 2 left. I could have started it from here, and that's not right because I've written in something in these last 2 columns wrongly. I've got 2 2s in this column instead of a 6. Oh, what have I messed up here? I've just written those last 2 digits in the wrong order. That's what I've done. Okay, good. No! No! I've done something else wrong. Okay, I'm going to cross out these two final columns and start them from scratch with the given 4. So where does 4 go? It goes here in column 8. Where does 5 go in column 8? It goes here. Where does 7 go in column 8? I don't know what I did wrong there. 7 there, 1 there. Where does 1 go? Where does 3 go? Let's hope this works. Otherwise, I've got something wrong earlier, which will be a huge embarrassment. Especially after somebody said, how hard can it be? It's just a thermo. It was pretty hard. It was very clever. It was very interesting indeed. And it was a very good puzzle. Thank you, Logan. That's really interesting. And there you go. That is The Wall of Hellfire by Logan the Wall. And we wait for Logan's next puzzle with interest. Thank you, as always, for watching us on the channel. I'm wearing all red stuff today to... Well, it's actually sort of... for England in the Six Nations tomorrow, which begins, and I suppose for the Chiefs as well over the Eagles, although I find that very hard to call in the Super Bowl. Anyway, have a great weekend. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.